Hey guys, just trying to get this started. All right, I think I have it set so you can see everything. Just want to make sure you can see. Okay. I got my dabbing brushes. Let's see. Hey, so today I am going live with Micah's daughters to finish up this jewelry armoire that I've been working on the past couple of lives. So you can catch the progress there step by step on how I created this. And I'm going to get this resin out of the way. All right, this is my messy craft table. Okay, so got a couple of things going on. I am going to, you can see the sides. I did the glass bead gel, which I mixed with a metallic paint. So I mixed it with the brush champagne metallic paint, mixed it up, did the stencil, raised stencil, used the glass bead gel, and with a putty knife and just basically created it. Now it's nice and hard. If you've been wondering what glass bead gel is, it's just a clear paste with tiny little beads, and basically it just gives it an interesting texture. It's very smooth, unlike some of the other raised stencil pastes. For example, the fiber paste is pretty rough. This is smooth and it has a slightly different sheen to it. It just gives you a different kind of texture, which I like because it's smooth and it's hard and it's durable. So no worries about it on furniture or anything like that. This is the Gothic Rhapsody decoupage paper that I used on the sides. I'm actually going to wrap it around to the front to make the design more cohesive. So that's what I'll be doing as well. All right. So you can see on the front I have the Pretty in Peach transfer I've already added. So my plan was to make this a bit more of like a sort of, what do you call it, steampunk glam, but a little bit more feminine, if that makes sense. So kind of like a girly steampunk or whatever. And wrap the design around to do that. So I have the leftover scraps of the decoupage paper. So I'll be using that to do it on the front sides here. And then we're gonna grunge this whole area in order to get it to wrap around and look really cool. So that's the plan for today. Here is the decoupage gel. It has a matte sheen. This one, there's a shiny one as well, but this is the decoupage gel varnish. So you can use this to decoupage on surfaces really easily with any of the Redesign with Prima decoupage papers. So any of them, this will work with them. And basically you need to brush it on with my brush. That's missing. I'll have to use the smaller one. So I'm gonna just get the gel around here on the front. Just gonna brush that on. If it's a little too thick, it's okay for this paper. I actually probably want it thicker rather than too thin, just because of the weight of the decoupage paper. So gonna get that on here. Especially the edges are the areas that the paper doesn't stick down perfectly, and you need the edges especially, because then it's gonna peel up on you and that's not gonna be good. So definitely get the edge. All right, so this is the leftover piece, and then I was planning on doing it around, so I was gonna do this side all around here, and get it like that. So let's see. Let's put this lid up, make it easier on myself, and I'm just gonna add the paper on here. Oops. Slipping a little bit because of the paper, the weight of the paper. Right, and grab my blade. Alright, sorry. New blade. I'm using an X-Acto blade. You want one that's pretty sharp so that it makes a nice clean cut on here. Sorry, hard to do it from this angle. But I'm trying to demonstrate this, so bear with me. Okay. Alright, so let's try to get this to stick on. Well, might have to tape it down. Tape. Find my tape for me. Never mind, I'll just make do. This, sorry. This is kind of why I use spray adhesives more, because it doesn't stay down until it dries. So it's alright, I'm going to use some painter's tape to get it to stay down. The gel works really well, it just isn't super sticky, so but it's thicker, so it's serves multiple purposes. However, when you're trying to do this like I am, it doesn't make it easy. So I'm going to tape it down and make sure it doesn't shift too much on me, because then I won't be able to trim it, and that would be bad. So I'm just going to tape this down. All right, sticky tape. All right, much better. Now, blade. Okay, now I can trim and then add more of the gel as needed. Still not wanting to stick. Almost there, it just won't stick. Oh my god. Sorry, I would probably be doing this laying it on its back if I wasn't trying to demo. So sometimes I do things at an awkward angle so that you can see, and it kind of works against me sometimes. Okay, finally got it. So let's just trim this off. And then I'll go ahead and add more gel and re-shift it so that it's not messed up. Okay. Alright, so more of the gel. I think the paper just kind of soaked it up. This one is kind of a fibrous, fibrous paper, so it needs more in order to get it to attach, because it just kind of goes through the fibers because it's more porous, so it's harder to get it to stay on if you're using a gel medium like this. But it does work really well. It's just a little bit harder to get it on. Trying to line up the edge right here. It's overlapping, but that's okay. I want it to overlap rather than be too short, because I can fix it if it's overlapping, but I can't really do that if it's under. So, okay, now it's sticking. Just had to add a lot more of the gel, which is not a problem. All right, so this side is done, and I'm going to let it dry. It takes about an hour for it to dry, depending on how thick you do it. And since I'm doing it pretty thick, it's gonna take a little bit longer for me to do that. Just do this side too. You guys see this side? Okay. And nope, that's the bead gel. Don't want to use the bead gel. Okay, just gonna do this side so it wraps around too. And I know it looks really weird right now with the paper, but I promise you I have a plan on how to blend it all in. So it looks a bit disconnected right now, but as I work on it, you'll see that I do have a design in mind with this. It just looks weird right now. So, oh, magnets, okay. All right, so this, and then just gonna add, I wanted a little bit brighter up here. Shoot. So I wanted the brighter part on the top and darker on the bottom. Adjust that other side. Is this the blade I was using? Right. It's a bit easier for me to do it like this because I can hold it down. It's peeling, but I'm just trying to get this trimmed so I can readjust it. Okay, just gonna have to add more gel again like I did with the other one to get it to stay down. Kind of why I prefer spray adhesives. But this is definitely what you would want to seal the decoupage paper with. Just a little bit trickier to get it to stay down, but it does really well once it starts to dry. And not come up too much. Just gotta make this cut clean. There we go, finally. Great, just gonna add more of this, especially on the edges. Paper just really soaked it up. Didn't do much to it. There we go. Definitely want to make sure it sticks so it doesn't cause me any problems later. And then when I seal it with this again, it will make it stay down more. It's just kind of a bit loose while it's not dry. It is tougher. I'm gonna have to tape this edge because this part was folded up. So I'll make sure this sticks Definitely don't want this to come off. And it dries clear, so no worries about the white showing through for now. As it dries, it gets transparent. So it's okay, I'm gonna let it dry, and then I will actually trim it after it dries, because that will be easier to do. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other textures and patterns around here in the front that I was planning on doing on it. Alright, so I have quite a few chalk pastes. That I'll be using. Let's see. Okay, so I have Manor Coffee, so this is one that I'll be using. There's a bunch of chalk pastes from Redesign with Prima, and they are a whole bunch of different colors. So you can see this one's chalky white. I have the white one. I have the russet one. I'm going for the brown tones, and I have my brown rust just in case. This is the russet, so that one's a bit of a lighter brown. Manor Coffee is more of a grayish brown. And then I have Iron Gate in case I need to darken it somehow. So right now I'm actually going to do lighter first. See how that goes. Or maybe dark. No, I'll do dark first. I'll do dark first, and then lighter on top. So this is the chalk paste. It is a silky sort of paste. This one's just kind of dried out because I haven't used it in a while. But make sure you keep these, and so it presses it down and it makes sure it's nice and sealed, especially if you don't use it all immediately. Then you want to make sure it just stays smooth. So this one is Iron Gate, just a black. And these are the brushes, Art Basic brushes. They come in sets that you can get, so different sizes, and I love using these for waxes, textures, the pastes and mediums and stuff like that, so that's why. But okay, so let's add some black. And I know this looks crazy, like it's charred or burnt, but I will, as I go along, it will hopefully look better. So right now it just looks like it was in a fire, but I do have a plan. So right, and that is the Pretty in Peach transfer right there. Okay, so this is how. Especially the dark right here. Okay. So using it as a thicker paste, to blend it in more. All right, and now I'm going to add the brown, and it won't look so frightening. So this is the Manor Coffee color, so I have that one. And okay, so this is the Manor Coffee color, more dark beigey sort of brown on that one. I'll use this one. This is the texture it's supposed to be. So it's a really silky texture if it's not dried out like mine. If it is drying, just add some water and mix it up, and it should be back to normal in case it dries out, which they always do once you open them, so it's kind of, so I'm just texturing, trying to give it like a faux patina sort of look. I'm thinking I should have added my yellow rust, but that's okay. Kind of dab it, you know, so it's not such a smooth metallic look. I'm going to open the russet too. The russet is definitely, you know, potato brown. So do the russet, brighter brown, you can see. Getting there. I know it still looks kind of scary, but as I go along, it won't look as crazy. Do a little bit of this brown in there. Make it blend in. Adding some to the flowers too. Don't want it across every square inch, so that's why I'm kind of avoiding certain areas, but just need to break up some of this brown stuff. And then get the sides with the paper and texture some of the paper in order to get it to blend in more. So I'll be going on the paper as well to get it to look more whole. Okay, and now I'm going to add some of the white to get it to be less dark. Like that. Okay, this is the chalky white. It's like a pure white color. As you can see, I've used that one quite a bit too, so it's a little bit dried, but it's not. This is just regular water. I'm just spraying regular water in here to get it to soak up some of that paste. Okay, I don't want it too watery though either, because I want the texture, this kind of speckling like texture, so I can't get it on. To break up that brown. That's okay. It's gradually looking better. It's getting there. Patina is always kind of scary because it just it looks kind of crazy as you go, like at first, until you keep layering it and just adding as much as you want until you like the way it looks. It's not really you know, an art. You just kind of are just adding paste after paste on top of each other to get it the right coloring. But I definitely didn't want it to be that dark, so that's why because I want to keep the brightness of the flowers for contrast. A little bit of the bristles fell off, which happens with these natural bristle brushes. Every brand, it's not just the Art Basics ones. Okay, so I don't want this to be right, so I have to add some here so it looks right. That area will look darker because of what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to end up adding a bit of my red rust later for here, this area, so I'm just going to kind of avoid this area too much. Just blend this part in, and then I'll add the yellows and stuff later to give it a little bit more color than what is on here. Dab it on paper to get it to look dark in a few areas, but not too much. And then let's add the white a little bit again. A little bit of white go on with this. And let's see, black up there. I'm going to add yellow up there. So this part's going to look not connected right now, but I don't want this all to be brown and black. So I will be adding yellow paste over here, possibly even just the brush champagne. Let's see how that looks. So I'll add a little bit of the brush champagne here and there and see how that goes, if I can get it to open. All right. So this is the brush champagne acrylic right here, color there. And it has this lovely kind of a paler gold than the other golds. Let's see. Gotta get it to blend in a little bit more. And this one is a bit thinner, so it is gonna look yeah, I'll just add a little bit of it here and there actually to give it a bit of shininess. And then add the red and stuff. And a bit more black. Black. I'm gonna let this dry and then put the black back on because it's kind of like melding, getting all blended together and just muddling the colors. So I have to stop and let it dry in order for it to be layered on top of each other, because now it's just kind of like not giving me the texture that I want. And just like kind of blending it, which is a different technique that I do for other paints, but not this. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to be definitely adding a bit of yellows, reds to bring out this here and there. So yellows and reds right here. This bottom, I'm actually going to be spraying a textured bronze. It's really cool. It's like a textured bronze color. So I'm going to add that to the bottom and stuff here and there, so it's going to look more like put together, but kind of have the sort of like grungy steampunk, but still like kind of feminine front that I'm trying to go for on this. So once I get some of the brown on the bottom and on the legs and stuff, it'll look more put together. But right now it's just kind of like, you know, this part's disconnected from the rest of it. But once I add a little bit of the reds, a little bit of the yellows, it's gonna come together more. Possibly going to add a little bit of raised bead stenciling, a little bit here and there to kind of mimic this, because I have a stencil that looks like this. So I might do a little bit of the raised bead gel here and there once this dries with the same champagne color here. So it's gonna look like the sides a little bit, but I'll be doing only a bit here and there and not just like one stencil across the whole front. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of like my plan and what I'm thinking of right now as to this jewelry armoire. Kind of took a different direction than I initially planned, but I like it better now. So that's kind of what I am going for as far as this one is concerned. So not going to be as elegant as some of the other pieces I'm working on, but I do like to do a bit of the edgier stuff here and there. So that's kind of like my plan for this one as far as that goes. So yeah, that's it. But thanks for watching. If you want to catch my other lives on this from the very beginning, I have one on the very beginning when I was applying this, and then I have one on the sides with the glass bead gel stenciling, and now this, and then I'll do another video finishing up the rest of this with the legs, and then adding the more colorful pastes like the rust and the yellow onto the front to give it a brightness and color so it's not so dingy for the rest of the design. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's what I'm planning to do. So all right, I will catch you guys next Wednesday on Micah's daughter page, and we'll be doing something else fun. And lots of new surprises coming up actually too, so get ready for those. So yeah, lots planned, but enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday or Sunday on the redesign page. So